Brian, how do you specifically see branding, the customer experience, even marketing? I mean, I've already seen it. Even our own businesses really have an influx in marketing. But how do you see it affect branding and maybe the customer experience, AI specifically, in the next? Let's not even get crazy. Like the next 24 months.
Hmm. I think that everything's going to become much more personalized. It's much easier to make everything much more personalized. Like the idea of having a web page describing how one very particular niche could benefit from your services
Mm,
was something that like you might get around to. Maybe you would work on like the top 5 or something and make web pages for that.
sure.
Now you can do it for every single one and really communicate to your customer at a deeper level. And I think you can also serve them at a deeper level through your product. I'm not sure if this is maybe the best example for everybody, but in the software business, like what we're doing with Heights Platform is we're figuring out how can we take everything that we know is in like the creator's process for building a course, a community, something like that, and then have AI be able to assist them with that. And so a lot of software, I think, is going to have these like integrated AI co-pilots where you don't have to learn the software anymore. And I think that's really cool from the side of the entrepreneur because I don't think anyone's really sat down and said, I love learning all these new software subscriptions, right?
Sure, sure.
And so you would have to do it. And it's helpful when the software is intuitive. But we're at the point now that you don't have to go to the AI and say, oh, how do I do this? You can actually just ask the AI to do it.
Yeah.
So, like a concrete example of that is with Heights AI and Heights Platform. You could ask it, like, how do I publish my course? And it'll tell you, okay, you go here, you click the publish checkbox. And that's nice. It's faster than potentially a live chat because you get an instant answer there.
Hmm.
But you can actually just go and ask it, set this course to published. And it'll just make the change and say, hey, is that good?
Mm,
And you just click OK. So you don't have to figure out how to get to it, or
yeah.
maybe you don't even know the right terminology. Like you could say, how do I like make this course live? And
Yeah.
then it'll figure out what it actually has to do for you. And like what we're doing with that is we talked really briefly about context, providing the right context. We've made it so when you're on a page, I'd say I knows that page that you're looking at. It understands, okay, you're looking at a course. This is what the course is. And it can just tell you things about that. You don't have to re-explain it. And I think that's also the direction that more and more of these tools are going to do, where the AI can help you use it and operate it without you having to learn it.
Yeah.
And the AI is also automatically going to have the context that it needs without you have to like spend 15 minutes to write an essay of
Yeah.
like, this is how it works.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Brian, how did you? Because you were in design. You've just always been a creator, and you a musician as well. What? How did you decide to pivot or transition more into the technical side, and now this platform? You know, you've actually built this creators platform, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But when was that pivot, or when was that? Hey, I'm going from the pencil, doing graphic design, or the computer, I guess, to really leveraging AI, and how have you brought that into other aspects of your creativity?
Yeah, I think what I've created now with Heights Platform really is the accumulation of everything I've been learning and building in
Yeah,
business. And I think it couldn't have been the first thing that I did.
sure.
It's only been able to exist from everything else I've learned and done. And so like for me, that started out being more of like a graphic designer, print designer, web designer. I was around that at a young age of like some of the very first graphic design programs on the computer, 8 years old, messing around, like drawing shapes in those and stuff. So I had these freelance clients to start out. The eventually like the web design turned more into like web application design of like just an urge to like, how can we do something more interesting as a project? Because the simple like 5-page website got kind of boring after a while. So how can we solve newer, bigger problems? And then also seeing like, well, okay, this is nice, but I wish I could create my own products because I still have this service business now. I wish I could be able to leverage my time and impact better. And so I tried e-commerce stores, digital products, all kinds of things. And I like the idea of teaching people. I like the idea of learning things. And I felt like we were in a spot where there were a lot of inefficiencies. There were so many marketing tools that could teach you, like to have you set up a landing page or emails. But I saw these great digital marketers sell what was like they were really experienced, really skilled at what they do, but they sell you this thing, and it's like a couple of videos behind the paywall. And it's not their fault, but like they didn't have a tool that was able to facilitate actually helping people learn. And so I see that on one side. Then on the other side, I see we've got like these social networks, Facebook and things like that, that they're designed to just keep you glued to the screen for as long as possible. And so I thought, well, why can't we take some of those principles and like game mechanics and things to keep you actually interested in learning instead of like serving you more ads? So that was kind of the spark for Heights platform of seeing what I tried to build in my business and then seeing what was out there and wondering like, how can I create a better way of something I would want to use? And so that was this course platform more focused on learning than marketing, and also more focused on integrated community.
Mm.
And that's kind of how it started. Once AI became a thing, we were, before ChatGPT came out, like we kind of got exposed to that. And suddenly these ideas that we had that we wish we could do certain things for creators now seem like they were going to be possible.